Beaten ups are an interesting genre. It's not easy to make a good one, and it's pretty easy to screw things up and make a terrible, terrible game, like this thing I reviewed last week. And there is the middle ground. Games that aren't great but aren't bad either, and you can have some fun with them, even though you will probably forget about them when the next great release comes out. But we shouldn't dismiss these games. Some may have some pretty neat mechanics, and with the right support, the developer can even improve and make something great in the future. Today, I have one of these games with me. And by the way, I am Savino, and this is The Flying Kick. Revenge of the Streets 3 is a game that I'm not sure how I came across, probably in one of my never-ending quests to find beaten-ups from the depths of Steam and itch.io, but alas, this is important. What is important is that Revenge of the Streets 3 is a pretty interesting game. This is the work of a dev who, as far as I know, did everything by himself. The story is... look, I will be honest with you. I started reading the story, but the moment I saw the story goes back to the previous game, I hit start. But the main thing is, some gang is back terrorizing the town and the main characters get together to beat everyone. It's a simple premise, I suppose, like many other games around, and there's nothing wrong with it. This is the same we can say about the graphics. The game does not look great, that's for sure, and probably some people would turn their faces seeing such amateurish art. Yes, the game looks amateur, and in some aspects, it is. The characters are simple, with only a few colors and basic shading. The scenarios are pretty simple too and lacking detail, and in some cases with the wrong proportions, and the animation isn't something to write home about. But despite all of this, the game is extremely charming in its own way. The characters are interesting and somewhat detailed, there's a lot of enemy variety, and they can make some pretty funny faces when they are being beaten. Some of the backgrounds are not so bad, and one even has parallax scrolling, which was a surprise because it was the only one with it. To be honest, by the time I was finished the game, I wasn't bothered by the graphics anymore. It serves its purpose well, and looking back at the previous game of the series, one can see the developer is improving with time. The next game will probably look better. For the OST, the dev decided to get some royalty-free music on the internet. There's absolutely nothing wrong with this because not everyone is a musician and not every developer has the budget to hire a professional musician. The selection is actually pretty good with some really catchy tunes that fit perfectly to the theme of the level you are playing, except for one on a disco level that's pretty annoying, but that's on me and not on the dev. Sound effects are very simple, with no voice or narration, and punches and kicks that won't rock anybody's world. There are some extra loud effects, mainly when you use your special, that can be a little cruel for those wearing headphones, so be cautious with your volume there. Now let's talk a little about the gameplay and the combat. As with all the things I already covered here, the gameplay and combat are also pretty simple and a little amateurish. But if you look closely, you can see some sparks of something pretty interesting here. First, the controls are perfect. They are responsive, there's no lag, and the characters feel grounded. You have here your traditional punch, jump, block, special, and running attack. You can do a lot with them, believe it or not. There aren't any complex moves here. You have your basic combo, and you can use it with your other attacks to chain your moves and knock the enemy out pretty quickly. Most of the time, what you wanna do is chain your basic attack with your running one. The running attack doesn't deal too much damage, but is enough to take out that little drop of life that's holding your enemy's stand. You can also easily chain your flying kick with your basic combo or with your grab, which will allow you to beat the heck out of your foe or throw him at other enemies, as we all expect to happen. You will find some weapons here and there, but there isn't too much value to them since they are pretty rare and they can break pretty easily. You will also find a bunch of food laying around like apples, sandwiches, and whole chickens, because what kind of beaten up doesn't have a dry cold garbage bin chicken for the player, right? For characters you have a bunch of them, 9 in total. You will start the game with 5 and will unlock the others as you beat the game and meet some conditions. The characters are pretty diverse, varying in range, speed, strength and most important, how their basic combo ends. This little detail can change a lot how you play the game with some characters. Some finish their combo by throwing enemies away, while others throw them up high, and, as I said, you will be able to combine them with your running attack, with the complexity of this move varying accordingly to your character. Their special are also unique, and, as in the case of the basic combo, you can use some to start or finish a combo in a very effective way. The only real downside of this game, and one that may hurt it way more than the amateurish looks, is the boss fights. They are extremely unfair, with bosses usually having extremely far reach and moves that are very powerful and come without any warning. It won't be here the moments when a boss just tosses you left and right, giving you no time to react or even breathe. And even considering that you can block these moves, your block has a stamina bar and the bosses can empty them pretty easily. Revenge of the Streets is, in the end, a game made with love and filled with good intentions. This is not a game that you will miss if you never play it, but if you have $5 to spare, it can be a fun experience. You may even put it on your wish list and grab it on a sale, but I say the game is worth the $5 asked, and you can do a lot worse for way more. The game has heart, and this is more than we can say about many games around, and there's a lot for future devs to learn and for players to check. For its rights and wrongs, this is a game that is worth buying more to show the dev some love and support his work than a game that can't be missed in your collection. And that's it for the video, a short and small review of this little game that was asked by Binho, a great guy that has been supporting my work for a while now. Thank you, dude, you're awesome. I should have posted this video earlier this week, but I got a gig as community manager at Hero Concept, the creators of Mayhem Brawler, and my schedule got a little bit crazy thanks to the 6 hours difference between me and them. But things will be back to normal in the coming weeks. I will be back hopefully this weekend with an awesome beat'em up that I'm helping with the testing, and I think you guys will like it very much. I hope you all have an awesome day, and remember, keep it up.